Okay, Jim Piccola in. First, I want to ask, and we spoke off the air, and you're really not allowed to talk about at this point. There's going to be an official release, as one might expect, on the walking bridge over the arterial in regards to any relationship with what happened in Miami. Obviously, that was very tragic.
Yes, it was.
And they've asked that an official statement come out of DOT later. Did it be later today, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get that later to you today.
All right. So I'll honor that and talk about something that's going to affect people, and that is anybody that travels on the arterial or along Burrstone Road. The construction is going to be underway.
That's correct. We're going to start what they call Phase 2 of the Burstone Road Bridge project. We're going to be shifting traffic to the north, and so that will allow our contractor to start demoing the actual bridge deck. All last year and continuing through this year, we've been doing what they call the substructure work, and now we're going to start going up on top. The completion of that, we want to get it done by the Boilermaker, hopefully the weekend before the 4th of July. We'd like to have that work done. But during that time, there's going to be some ramp closures. And also, if you're traveling eastbound, you're going to go down from 2 lanes to 1. So, again, when you're traveling through that area, please, give yourself some time. There are going to be delays. It's going to take actually 3 days to implement this whole Phase 2 for the traffic pattern change. So during that time, there may be even a little bit more additional delay. So, again, please give yourself some time to get through there, and we'll get you to where you want to go.
So when you say if you're traveling eastbound on the arterial?
Eastbound on Burstone Road.
On Burstone Road,
correct.
Got it. Because it gets confusing because you might have Route 28 south, which connects further up on 12, which is actually going north, and then there's some east-west. It all does get confusing, but it all kind of depends on where the routes begin and where they ultimately are traveling, not necessarily whether they're traveling east or west in your community. Am I making any sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Because the arterial is 5, 8, and 12 because you have all those connections in there, so they kind of overlap each other, and that's why they are what they are.
Got it. Okay. I want to ask you. So again, arterial, you're going to be looking at some delays, lane closures overnight, right?
Overnight, between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. When the contractor is doing the demolition at night, you'll probably be down to 1 lane in the either north or southbound, depending on how he's approaching that. So again, we don't see any issues there with delays, just very minor because again, traffic is much lighter during those times.
And then I want to ask you if how's this winter been? I'm seeing stories of. Maybe Utica, their salt budget is basically pretty much been they've run through the budget. How have you guys done? What you budgeted for dealing with winter weather, and what we've seen so far this year, and seems to be continuing. Where are you guys?
Based on last week, because we were thinking there was going to be another nor'easter possibly. Looking at what was going on, we're in pretty good shape. Yeah. Our salt shacks are filled, and would
this be a typical winter? Would you say, or a little less?
I would say it's funny because March has been more of a snow month than last couple of years. We've had some very mild winters in the past, and now we're kind of getting back to a more traditional winters. But again, this is pretty average. The guys like it. They're getting their overtime and stuff like that. So
keeps everybody working. That's
Absolutely.
it's always a good thing, I guess. So,
yes.
All right. Anybody else? Anything else?
Now, just to make a statement that I hope this doesn't become a traditional spring.
Yeah.
Well,
February 70, almost 75 degrees in February. Who'd have expected that, right? I would have preferred staying cold in February and having the 75 in March.
I'm with you.
About right now, to be honest with you.
Teases you.
A little bit of a tease. To go back is not easy. All right, Jim, we appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing the comments on the walking bridge later today. So.